I'm here to convey the case that when people say that Mob of the Dead is a phenomenal map, I'm right there with them. I'm just an extra supporter of this map at the end of the day. Maybe not to the same extent, but we'll truly find out at the end of this gameplay experience. So let's get right into it. Remember what we are categorizing today. We are basing our rating for Mob of the Dead on its innovation, creativity, visuals, difficulty, cons, and then that's when the rating comes in. So, without further ado, let's get right into this map. This is going to be a fun episode. So, we'll start with the more basic things for innovation. So, if you look at that weird symbol with the number 1 beside it, that's Afterlife mode. It replaces Quick Revive altogether, and basically, when you're in Afterlife mode, it basically allows you to go through walls and activate things using your electric hands. It's pretty cool. It's a different take on how power would otherwise work in Call of Duty Zombies, and I welcome this change. This was definitely a fun and fitting change for this map. On top of that, we now have a new buildable system. We can hold some buildable parts at once. The only ones that weren't the case for this map was the plane parts, which I wish that wasn't the case. It can be a little bit tedious to keep backtracking to areas if you're playing solo to keep adding the plane parts to the plane, but otherwise, I have absolutely no problem. And there's also 4 variants of a wonder weapon. So there's a normal Blundergat, which is like a super OP shotgun. There's a sweeper, which is the Pack-a-Punch Blundergat, which is like an even more powerful shotgun. There's the Acid Gat, which is like a 3-round burst type of shotgun that attracts zombies. And then there's the Vitrolic Withering, which is the Pack-a-Punch variant of that. It's basically the same, just more ammo and a hell of a lot more powerful, which I gotta say the Wonder Weapon was done fantastically in this. There's also the Cerberus heads, which are the wolves that are coming out of the wall. You feed them. There's 3 of them total. You get the Hell's Retriever. You can upgrade it to the Hell's Redeemer. It's basically a super powerful tomahawk that is reminiscent of a boomerang because it keeps coming back to you. Really, really fantastic ideas here. On top of that, there's a new perk called Electric Cherry, which we'd be seeing even in Black Ops 4. However, it was slightly different in Black Ops 4, but it survived the test of time. Everybody loves Electric Cherry to some degree here. As a whole, innovation was hit out of the park. And speaking of like more innovation here, Mob of the Dead was the first map to have a game-ending Easter egg where once you complete the Easter egg, the map officially ended. And in a way, I think that's super cool. It just adds that feeling of completion to you when the game doesn't just keep going, it outright ends. So, as a whole, Mob of the Dead was phenomenal with innovation. Creativity was no different. As I kind of hinted in innovation, everything pairs up with the map so well. The music that plays when you're near the Electric Cherry perk, that really possessed dinging sound, that fits the map so well. So does the Hell's Retriever and Hell's Redeemer. Afterlife fits the theme of the map. The creativity here is off the charts. Everything pairs up with the design and theme of the map, and of the theme we're going to be elaborating on even more. Just, this map was constructed so well. So impeccably, unbeatably well, this map was constructed. Treyarch put so much effort into this, and I got so many things to say to Jason Blundell, and all of them are good. Innovation and creativity were out of the park with Mob of the Dead, and visuals is no different. There are creepy aspects of this map that fit it to such an amazing degree. It's breathtaking what this map has done aesthetically. Yes, it's a bit dark in some places, but that's the point. It's Alcatraz. It's not supposed to be lighthearted. And without looking outright ugly, this map conveys that phenomenally. They've literally hit Mob of the Dead out of the park with innovation, creativity, and visuals already. Not to mention, this is the first map to have new round-changing music, which is such a nice touch. It's something that's smaller than everything else that I've mentioned thus far, but it is such a nice touch, and those nice touches can go such a long way. That's why I love Treyarch in Black Ops 2, because those little touches that they put in Black Ops 2 Zombies went such a far distance and would inspire more greater creations with future maps going forward. So, honestly, the round-changing music means a lot from a player's perspective. Mob of the Dead's difficulty fits it really well. The map actually starts off in some ways kind of challenging, which I think is really good, because it goes to show, like, this map isn't going to be all super easy stuff. This map's going to take knowledge. This map's going to take intelligence. Like, no, it's not Nuketown. It's not going to be absurdly difficult throughout majority of the thing, but it's going to ask for your intelligence. It's going to ask for your attention, and it's going to do it in a fair way. That's what Mob of the Dead is, and Mob of the Dead does a fantastic job of allowing progression to make you feel like you are outweighing the zombies in terms of strength. You are getting stronger faster than they are getting stronger. So if you do everything as early as you can, get your health retriever or redeemer, get your shield, get your pack-a-punched weapons, you're going to feel unbeatable. And that's a really adrenaline rushing type of feeling to get in Call of Duty Zombies. And though it doesn't last forever, Mob of the Dead did such a good job with the difficulty, in all honesty. So to go through cons at a decent pace here, I'd like to start with Pack-a-Punch's process being kind of linear, in all honesty. You have to play the start of each match pretty similar to one another, which does take away from the fun a bit, but it is tolerable. I still have fun while playing this map, so it's not a glaring issue. But what is more of a glaring issue is if you want to access Pack-a-Punch again, you're going to have to re-accumulate plane fuel for your plane. Yes, the parts are there, but you're just going back to the same spots and getting fuel instead of the actual parts. That is pretty repetitive and kind of takes away from the experience, where sometimes I can't even be asked to go back to Pack-a-Punch because I really don't want to accumulate the parts. It's a bit of a worse issue than how linear getting Pack-a-Punch the first time is. Though, it is tolerable because it's not a necessity if you play your cards right. On top of that, the doors are a little bit too expensive. I wish they were reduced by 250 or 500, especially early rounds, just because points mean everything at that point. And another thing is Brutus is unlocking 2,000 points. Really? I'd like that to be a little bit cheaper too. Maybe 1,250. I could put up with that. So to sum it up, I love Mob of the Dead as a whole, and it does have a few issues, but my final rating for this map is a 9.25 out of 10. Mob will always be a fun map.